Welcome back to The Explainer. We've got an absolute blockbuster to break down for you today. Picture this, the lights are blazing down on a completely electric BMO field in Toronto, and the stakes, well, they literally could not be higher for this massive Group K showdown at the 2026 World Cup. On one side, you have Portugal. We're talking about a bona fide football powerhouse that is practically overflowing with global superstars. And on the exact opposite side, we have Uzbekistan, a fiercely proud nation chasing what would absolutely be the biggest victory in their entire footballing history. Let me tell you, every single pass, tackle, and goal in this matchup is going to send shockwaves right through the tournament.
So, the real question we have to ask ourselves is this: what kind of story are we actually going to witness today? Are we looking at your classic David versus Goliath setup? The thing on everyone's mind, and exactly what we're going to unpack in this explainer, is whether Cristiano Ronaldo will step up, just like he's done a million times before, to inspire Portugal to a completely dominant win. Or are we about to witness the true magic of the World Cup? Can Uzbekistan shock the world, totally defy the odds, and pull off a history-making upset? It's going to be wild.
All right, let's dive right into the tactics, the real tale of the tape. Because let's be honest, games like this, they're won and lost on the tactical drawing board way before a ball is even kicked. We are looking at a total clash of philosophies here. Portugal is fully expected to roll out a super aggressive, really powerful 4-3-3 formation. This is a setup that is custom built to just dominate the ball, constantly push forward, and literally overwhelm the opposition with wave after wave of attacks. Uzbekistan, on the other hand, they know exactly what they're up against. They're highly likely to deploy a really compact 4-2-3-1 system. This whole setup is all about structure. It's about containment, defensive resilience, basically absorbing all that Portuguese pressure and then desperately looking for those vital, lightning-fast counterattacking moments. Now, let's quickly run through the starting 11s that are going to bring all these tactics to life. Between the posts, we've got Portugal's Diogo Costa facing off against Uzbekistan's Udkir Yusupov. Moving to the backline, Portugal boasts an absolute brick wall with João Cancelo, Ruben Dias, Antonio Silva, and Nuno Mendes. But Uzbekistan is going to answer that with a seriously resolute defensive line, anchored by Abdiskadir Husanov and Rustam Ashramatov. Up in the midfield engine room, Portugal's trio, Vitinha, João Neves, and their captain Bruno Fernandes, they're going to be looking to totally dictate the play. Meanwhile, Uzbekistan is going to rely heavily on the creative sparks of Abbosbek Fayzullaev and Jalaluddin Masharpov right in front of their holding mids. And up top, oh man, Portugal is bringing the heavy artillery with Rafael Leão, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Bernardo Silva. Uzbekistan, they'll be looking directly to their captain, Eldor Shomurodov, to lead the line and, honestly, capitalize on any single half chance he gets.
Section 1. Star players to watch, the legends and the heroes. Look, you just have to respect the sheer, undeniable gravity of this man. Even at this advanced stage in his legendary career, Cristiano Ronaldo remains Portugal's absolute biggest threat. And why is that? Because you simply cannot teach his instincts. The way he moves off the ball, it just completely pulls defenses apart. His finishing ability inside the box is still as lethal as ever. If you give this guy an inch, he's taking a goal, period. And above all of that, it's his game-changing leadership. When the pressure skyrockets in a massive tournament setting like this, Ronaldo doesn't fade. He thrives. He just delivers.
But then you look at the other side of the pitch, and the dynamic is incredibly different, though the pressure is easily just as intense. For Uzbekistan, all eyes, and I mean an entire nation's eyes, are going to be fixed squarely on Eldor Shomurodov. As the team captain, he isn't just carrying his own ambitions out there, he's literally carrying the hopes of his entire country on his back. If Uzbekistan actually wants to stand toe-to-toe with Portugal's superstars today, Shomurodov can't just be good. That's not enough. He must produce an absolute masterclass. He needs one of those special, once-in-a-lifetime performances to give his team a fighting chance.
Moving to Section 2, Crucial Battles, Winning in the Trenches. This right here is going to be one of the absolute most fascinating battles on the pitch today. It's the seasoned, legendary master going right up against the rising young talent. Cristiano Ronaldo leading the attack against the highly rated defender Abdiskadir Husanov. The question that is definitely keeping Uzbekistan fans up at night is this: can their young defender miraculously contain one of the greatest goal scorers in the history of the sport for a full 90 minutes? Husanov's physical presence, his timing, his discipline, it is all going to be tested on every single cross and through ball.
But let's shift to the midfield for a second, because frankly, this is the true heartbeat of the game. It's control versus containment. Bruno Fernandes is the ultimate architect for Portugal, right? He is going to try to dictate the entire tempo of this match. If the Uzbekistan midfield, operating in that 4-2-3-1, if they sit back way too deep and allow Bruno too much space to just pick his head up and look for a pass, it is game over. Portugal will completely dominate possession and create chance after chance. That Uzbek double pivot absolutely must disrupt Fernandes. They have to deny him the ball, get in his face, and turn this into a really physical, grinding battle right in the center of the park.
And that brings us to our final key battle, taking place right out on the flanks. We're talking about the raw pace and dribbling wizardry of Rafael Leão against the organized structure of the Uzbekistan defense. Leao's ability to just isolate defenders and instantly burst past them, that could be an absolute nightmare for Uzbekistan's defensive line. See, they want to stay compact and tight, but Leão naturally forces a defense to stretch. Just one single moment of brilliance, one devastating sprint down the wing from him, could completely shatter Uzbekistan's defensive game plan and change the complexion of the entire match. So, when you bring all this tactical analysis together, we really have to look at the undeniable realities of the matchup. Portugal enters this game as the heavy, and I mean heavy, clear favorite. When you compare the team stats, like Portugal's overwhelming 72% average possession and a massive plus 30 goal differential in qualifying, their sheer quality just gives them a huge edge. They possess one of the strongest, deepest squads in the entire tournament. But, and this is a massive but, the World Cup is the theater of dreams, right? History has shown us time and time again that when a team like Uzbekistan plays with total heart, strict structure, and absolutely nothing to lose, massive upsets can happen when they are least expected.
All right, prediction time. We have to make a call based on the hard tactical realities we've just outlined. And for Portugal, we are confidently putting a 3 on the board. When you factor in the sheer firepower of a 4-3-3 formation that features Ronaldo, Leão, and Bernardo Silva, and they're all being fed by Bruno Fernandes, it is just way too much attacking pressure. Those constant waves of offense are eventually going to break down even the absolute most stubborn defensive lines.
And for Uzbekistan, we've got a 0. Now look, that's not a knock on their heart or their effort at all. Their containment strategy is incredibly brave, and you know they're going to fight tooth and nail for every single inch of grass. But shutting out Portugal's sheer midfield dominance and attacking depth for a full 90 minutes? It's just too tall a task. Without a solid chunk of possession, the chances for Shomurodov up top are just going to be way too isolated to actually convert into goals.
So there you have it. The final prediction for this explainer stands at Portugal 3, Uzbekistan 0. Portugal moves one step closer to the knockout rounds, totally imposing their dominance in Group K. But I want to leave you with this final thought. We've seen defensive grit completely derail super teams before. Do you think Uzbekistan's containment strategy has what it takes to pull off the shock of the century against those staggering Portuguese possession stats? Drop your own predictions down in the comments below. Thanks so much for hanging out. Keep enjoying the beautiful game, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.